I love using GoPros. I've owned so many different versions, and more recently with the Hero 10 and the Hero 11, I've been using it a lot for POV, BTS, vlogging, you name it, and it's just such good quality. The Hero 11 in particular is such good quality audio-wise and footage-wise. And I think I've been using the Hero 11 even more recently because FilmConvert came out with a camera pack for the Hero 11, and I'll talk about FilmConvert Nitrate and CineMatch a little bit later on. But there is one thing about GoPros that I don't like too much, and that's the kind of GoPro look that you get, that kind of oversaturated, unnatural kind of look that you get, which is where FilmConvert Nitrate and CineMatch comes in. I've played around with loads of different camera settings. I don't really bother with vibrant because it's just too much for me. I just feel like it is really unnatural. I guess it depends on the environment, but for most shooting situations, for me, vibrant is just way too much. And with the Hero 10, I then started to try out the natural colour profile, which was better. But again, it just still doesn't have that natural look, funnily enough. So previously, I have tried shooting in flat, and that was just impossible. I felt like it was impossible to colour grade and colour correct until I had the Hero 10, and then there was a camera pack for CineMatch. So with the Hero 11, I've been shooting in flat with the white balance set to native. So I had it in auto, but then I set it to native because I just found it was easier to colour correct and colour grade it. So I'm going to hop into CineMatch and show you exactly what my workflow is and how I can get the footage to look not like GoPro footage. So as I said, I'm going to start with CineMatch because this is where the whole process starts, and CineMatch allows you to match different camera profiles to each other. So if you shoot with your Hero 11 like I've done for this video, and then you shoot with a different camera like a Sony a7 III or a7S2 or a7S III, any camera, it doesn't have to be Sony, any camera, then you can match your GoPro to your a7S III, and you can also do it vice versa as well. So if you wanted your a7S III to look like GoPro, you could do that as well. But yeah, there's loads of different camera packs, so it's well worth checking out to see if your camera is compatible and is supported. But like I said, I'm just going to be using the GoPro Hero 11 and then matching it to an a7S III because that's normally what I shoot with. CineMatch works with Final Cut Pro, Premiere Pro and DaVinci Resolve, so the three major editing softwares. So I'm going to use Final Cut because that's what I've got on my laptop. And the first thing you're going to want to do is obviously bring your clip onto the timeline and then open up your effects panel and then drag CineMatch onto your clip. And then it should appear in your effects. And from using Premiere, I haven't used DaVinci Resolve, but Premiere, it works the same. You just drag it onto your clip and then it appears in your effects panel. So once you've done that, you're going to open, let me just get rid of this. Going to open up your controls, and then you'll see you've got this choose source camera, and then you've got choose your target camera, and the source camera is the camera that you shot on, and then the target camera is the one that you want your source camera to look like. So I want my Hero 11 to look like my a7S III. So I'm going to choose my GoPro for the source camera. It was Hero 11, and I shot in ProTune Flat Native. So I've grabbed that, and then I'm going to choose the Sony a7S III, and I'm going to go for S-Log 3 because I generally tend to shoot in S-Log 3. And so it's basically matched that camera, my Hero 11 to the a7S III. So because I shot flat, one of the things that you can do with CineMatch is apply Rec 709 transformation, and it will show you what the footage looks like. So if I switch that on, it's showing me that this is what my footage now looks like. And I'll show you at the end the difference between shooting in flat native with the GoPro and applying CineMatch and then FilmConvert Nitrate later on to what the footage would look like shooting with the GoPro in vibrant or natural, because there's quite a difference. But yeah, I've applied the Rec 709 transformation, and my footage does look dark at the moment. So what I can do is enable false colors, and I'm just going to change it to skin tone, and I'm just going to bring the exposure up until there's a little more orange on my face, to the point where it's no longer illuminated in orange, if that makes sense. So once you get to this point, that means that you're definitely overexposed. But if you just bring it back so that there's no grey on the face where the orange is, then you kind of got it well exposed at that point. So if I take the false colours off, then you can see it's just brought it up to look more exposed. And the other thing that I can do as well is just have my video scopes on so that I can see how exposed I am. So I'm just going to take the Rec 709 transformation off, but if you wanted to go ahead and adjust the temperature and the tint, then you can do that in CineMatch, because you can use this for color correcting. And if you use something like a color checker, which is something that I do tend to do, then you can also use the false colors for the white balance and the tint with your color checker as well, but that's something that I will show you in another video. So for now, I just wanted to show you how you can match the GoPro to an A7S III. And just to give you an even better idea, I took a short clip in my office filming this bit and then filming it with my GoPro so that you can see, because at the moment I'm shooting on my A7S III, and I just wanted to show you what that footage looked like between the A7S III and the GoPro so that you can see that it's very similar. So now that I've color corrected my Hero 11 footage and I've made it look like my Sony A7S III, I'm gonna jump into FIlmConvert Nitrate and color grade my footage. FIlmConvert Nitrate is one of my favorite plugins, and it's just one of those ones that I actually can't live without anymore because it makes my footage look exactly how I want it to. And it's a film emulation suite, so it means that you're getting rid of that digital look from your footage, and you can emulate different film stocks so you get more of a filmic look. You can apply film grain and all that, so I'm just going to show you how it works. So I'm just going to take off the Rec 709 transformation and close CineMatch and look for FIlmConvert. FIlmConvert again also works with Final Cut, Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve and After Effects. So I'm going to find it in film emulation and then just drag it onto my footage. Just close that and then open controls here. And then, even though I shot on my Hero 11, because I've made my Hero 11 now look like a Sony A7S III, in FIlmConvert Nitrate, I want to choose that as my camera because it's no longer looking like GoPro footage. It's no longer GoPro footage in terms of the software. So this is where I choose Sony A7S III. And I chose S-Log3 S-Gamut. So I'm just going to get rid of my video scopes as well, because I don't need it at the moment. So now that I've applied FIlmConvert Nitrate, this is what it looks like, and there's a lot of tweaking to do. I wouldn't just leave it here because obviously it doesn't look quite right. So the first thing that you can do is choose your film stock. There are loads to choose from, and I tend to go with either the first one or the second one just because I like the look of those, but there are so many different ones that you can choose. And once I've gone through and I've actually tweaked it a bit so it looks better, I'll show you what each of them look like. So I'm just going to go with the first one for now, and then I'm going to tweak my film color. So this is how much of that film stock you want to dial in, and then also this is kind of like contrast. So the Cin to PFE is kind of like contrast in your footage. So I just take it down a little bit. And then film grain, you can put in as much film grain as you want or as little film grain as you want. I tend to go for somewhere around 50. And then down here, you can also use FIlmConvert Nitrate to color correct your footage as well. So you don't have to do the color correction in CineMatch. I tend to use CineMatch because I can use false colors to make sure that the exposure is right, but you can just use FIlmConvert Nitrate as well to color correct if you want. But this is where I'm going to add in the saturation to make the footage a bit punchier. And then this is where I'm also gonna just change the colors a bit so that, because at the moment it looks a little bit on the yellow side and also the pink side. So at this point it is literally just a case of going through and just dialing in the look that you want. So I'm going to quickly do that now. So that's it. I'm pretty much happy with that. I've gone through and I've tweaked different things, and it is just a case of just going through and tweaking it to make it look how you want it to look. If you want to change to a different film stock, you might have to do a few more tweaks. So for example, this KD5213, not that one, KD5207, if I were to put that on, I'd probably take down my saturation because it is a bit oversaturated with that one on, but with this one it looks pretty good. And then yeah, you can just go through and you can see which one you prefer, which one's going to look better for you. But it really just depends on the look that you're going for. So that is CineMatch and FilmConvert Nitrate. They both work so well together, but you can use them separately. You don't have to use them together. And like I said, if all you wanted to do was just match your GoPro footage to another camera and then just leave it at that by applying the Rec 709 transformation, then you can totally do that. You don't have to use FilmConvert Nitrate, but FilmConvert Nitrate just gives you that extra scope to actually color grade the footage and just have a different look. So if you want to get FilmConvert Nitrate or CineMatch, then you can use the code Tamara and it'll give you a 10% discount, which is great. And you can download CineMatch and FilmConvert Nitrate as a trial and then just play around with it. You'll get all the functionality that you would get in the paid version. The only difference is that you'll get a watermark on your footage. So yeah, you can basically download it, try it out and see how you like it before you actually buy it, which is great. So I hope you found the video useful. If you did, please do give the video a like. Thank you FilmConvert for sponsoring this video. Catch you guys on the next video. Thanks so much for watching.